Sport has the power to build strength and confidence, heal, inspire, and bring communities together. This is Level Playing Field.
Hello and welcome to Level Playing Field. I'm your host, Greg Westlake. Later on the show, we meet an athlete who is using sport to better his life and the lives of people in his community. But first, we get the ball rolling with an athlete whose intensity and determination has made her one of Goalball's most prolific scorers. A full-time athlete and mom, Amy Burk gives it her all, both on and off the court.
Yes, guys! Love you all. I'm not a very liked person, I think, in the goalball world.
Overall, she's an aggressive person. She's strong personality.
She's might be a little scary.
I think my competitive edge and I'm very arrogant, so I think I kind of rub people the wrong way.
She may be scary on the court, but it's because her drive to win is so strong.
I want to be the best. It's that simple. I want to be the best person out there on the court. I want to be the best person in the gym.
One more.
I like to win, and in order to win, you need to put in the work behind the scenes, and I want to be the best.
Guys, last practice before Montreal. We'll try and get some good work in for everybody.
That competitive nature is clear to the head coach of Ontario's provincial goalball team, Matt Robinson, as well.
Amy is as driven as any athlete I've seen in this sport in a very long time. No matter whether it's a drill, whether she's in the gym, she's always looking to better her own results. She's always, frustrated if she's not scoring, even in just a throwaway drill on a Saturday morning. She wants to know how it can be done better, how she can do better.
While she's confident and strong now, growing up, it was very different.
Shy, very shy. People have a hard time believing it because of just how loud and outgoing, obnoxious, and whatnot I am now, but I was very shy. I never admitted that I had a visual impairment. It was something that I kind of hid away, I guess. But yeah, I was the lonely little blind girl in the schoolyard.
Sport provided an outlet to gain confidence and ignite her drive.
So I played basketball right up until junior high, grade 7, but I was nervous on how I was going to continue at a high pace with the vision. I didn't really want to screw over my teammates because I couldn't see something. And the fact that goalball is strictly designed for blind and visually impaired athletes, it just was like, well, it's there. I should really give it a try. I was 12 or 13, and I remember going to the practice in PEI, and at the time they had a member of the Canadian team, Contessa Scott, and she threw a pretty nice ball, and I was like, there's no way, not a chance I'm getting in front of that ball.
While she didn't enjoy her first taste of the game, after giving it a second chance a year later, it hooked her in and eventually led her to her first competition representing her home province of PEI.
I remember being so intense, like my hips were all bruised and painful and everything from just hitting the floor repeatedly, but just that type of atmosphere, I feed so well off of that competitive atmosphere, and it was just wow, that's amazing. I want to do that at the next level.
When she started this game, she had kind of a natural predisposition for doing defense. She was pretty solid there, but her offense was very, she'll get mad at me for saying this, it was a below average kind of shot. Amy, yours is mainly release point. There's good action on it, much better than we've seen in the last couple of weeks, but it's just fading a little to your right, and I think it's probably just that you're coming out of your spin just a little too early.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's also what I figured.
You look at Amy now as one of the top throwers in the world, always leads our teams in scoring, always leads Canada in scoring, is always near the top of the pile in international competitions in the scoring race. That's all hard work. That did not come naturally to Amy, and it's just been repetitive over and over and over, a pile of work year after year to get to that point.
Just how good is Amy at scoring? At the 2019 Para-Pan Am Games in Lima, Amy led all women with 19 goals and an average of 3.8 goals per game.
It's just been something that I've put my mind to just work on. And it goes back to, I want to win. And in order to win, we need to score more goals than the other team. So I'm going to try my darndest to make sure I get, every shot I take has the potential of scoring.
That hard work involved time spent practicing on the court, but also time in the gym with trainer Jacob Alexander.
I think her determination and her drive is really infectious to the people that she's working with, so even having a positive impact on her teammates. So obviously we can't be 100% every time we step into the gym, and she always does her best to bring up the others even when they're down.
You should feel poles in your hand because I think so.
Goalball is a very explosive sport, so short explosive movements, and we like to replicate that in her training obviously to give her skills and training that she can take onto the court with her. Today we're looking at a leg focus day, so we're looking at the squat pattern, we're looking at some lunges, some sled pushes, and some sled pulls as well. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And also some secondary core work with that.
Living in Ottawa, Amy doesn't train alone. Her Team Canada teammate, Whitney Bogart, also lives and trains in town with her.
Well, she wants to be the best. Like, she lifts more than me on bench press. And so I'm fighting to try to catch up to her, but she's not gonna let me. So she's gonna just keep going. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna increase the weight, well, then I'm going to because you're not catching me.
All right, you ready for your ribs?
No, that's what I just said. You're gonna be aiming for them.
Whitney sees that fight on the court as well and embraces it.
Knowing her personality, and I've known her for so long, it's just the norm. And I think it's good to have on the team to always have somebody like that where like we may be down a goal or two or whatever, and she knows that she's our strongest offensive player.
And to think, Canada's top scorer almost didn't give the sport another go.
It's just because something's hard. There's no reason to just give up on it so easily. And I'm so glad and thankful that I went back and gave it a second chance.
Woo. Hey, love. Straight to me.
More to come on Level Playing Field. Welcome back to Level Playing Field.
Sport Explained, Goalball. Goalball is a team sport created specifically for athletes that are blind or partially sighted. The goalball court is 18 meters long and 9 meters wide, with goal lines at each end and a center line dividing the surface. Each half is divided into a 3-meter neutral area and a 6-meter team area. The two zones are separated by the high ball line, which is used to determine a legal shot on net. The team area is further divided into two 3-meter zones. The orientation area is closest to the goal and is used to defend and shoot on the opposing net. The landing area is the section between the neutral area and the orientation area and is used for determining a legal shot. All lines on the court are marked by tactile tape. The nets are 1.3 meters high and run the full 9-meter width of the court. Teams consist of 6 players, with only 3 players, 2 wingers and a center allowed on the court at any time. The ball is thrown underhand in a bowling-like motion. Once thrown, it must bounce or roll in your landing area, and again in the opposing team's landing area, and fully cross the goal line to count as a goal. Players use their bodies to block the ball from entering their nets. Players can pass the ball to teammates, but the ball must be thrown across the center line within 10 seconds of gaining possession. The goal ball has a diameter of 25 centimeters, with 2 bells inside to give players an audio cue of the ball's location on the court. The goal ball weighs 1.25 kilograms and has 8 small holes to help the players hear the bells inside. The game is 24 minutes long, with 2 12-minute halves. The team with the most goals at the end of the game wins. Now you're ready to get rolling.
I'm your host, Greg Westlake. Before the break, we met Amy Burk, whose drive and grit helped her become one of the best goalball players in the world. But there is more to her story than what happens on the court.
The Canadian started positively with a goal in the first minute by 26-year-old Amy Burk.
For Canada's most skilled scorer, Amy dedicates her time to being the best on the court. Relentless in her pursuit of victory, her training and practice has helped her hone her skills. But when she leaves her competition, she has all the motivation she needs to win. especially when her husband Tyler and their 2 boys, aged 2 and 6, are waiting at home.
If I'm going to physically leave my family for 2.5 weeks, we're gonna make it worth it. If I didn't have Goalball, I wouldn't have this life. Like, I wouldn't have met my husband. I wouldn't have had these, I wouldn't have had Ryan and Lucas, and I wouldn't have made those friendships with everyone that I have, or traveled the world, or got to experience anything that I have experienced.
Tyler Burk, Amy's husband, was a goalball player himself, and it's that shared love of the sport that brought them together.
We met at a tournament. It was the World Championships in 2006 in Spartanburg, Carolina. He had friends on both the men and his sister on the women's team, and we started chit-chatting a little bit, and when we won the tournament, everyone came back to where we were staying and, partying and whatnot, and him and I, we just sat there and we talked.
They continued to talk to each other after going their separate ways, and eventually, Amy took the first step, reaching out to Tyler's sister.
And I remember messaging her one day, and as there's always that one rule: you should never date your friend's brother. I'm like, but do you mind if I date yours? And she's like, yeah, go for it.
And his sister that Amy mentioned happens to be her teammate, Whitney Bogart.
We were teammates and friends before she met my brother. He had come down to a tournament to watch, and they met there, and it all all snowballed from there, and now she's family, and so now I'm stuck with her, right, forever. So.
Remember when I get to drive to Brantford?
Yeah, I get to drive to Brantford.
Guys, no, put me in the back of the truck.
We do have room for one more person.
Is that if or without?
Yeah, you have to sit between Amy and I.
It's really cool. Whitney and I have a unique relationship. So, we're teammates, we're sister-in-laws, we're good friends, and it's nice. So it's, no matter what, every trip we go on, there's always family coming with you, and the support that we each give each other, I think, is really good. We're in each other's corner, and it's because it can get kind of lonely when you're leaving your family for a week, 2 weeks at a time, and it's nice knowing that really we do have family with us on all of our trips.
Having someone to connect with when on the road is huge, especially when you have a young family at home.
It's always hard leaving, but then once I'm gone, I know I'm away for something, so I tend to try and block out the family part. The kids are at home, I try not to worry. I know they're in good hands with their grandparents or Tyler. But once the games are done, then it's like, once that adrenaline is finished, it's just, oh my God, I want to go home. Like, I want to get home and I want to see them. And they always look so much bigger to me when I get home.
She doesn't come off as the caring, gentle person, but at home, just with the kids and even just everyone else around her, she's probably one of the nicest people you'll meet, and cares about everyone and wants to do the best that she can for other people.
Oh my goodness, I'm on the runway!
Anytime, getting home from a trip, she's excited to get up in the morning to see them, or she's even excited just when Lucas gets home from school. She's always happy to see him.
While being a full-time mom and national athlete is not easy, Amy is able to balance both roles. Although she realizes that success in either area would not be possible without the tremendous efforts made by those who support her.
There's no way I'd be able to have a family and compete if we didn't have the support that we have. Tyler takes pretty much all of his vacation days are days when I'm out of town. His mom and dad are also really good. They try and work, flip their work schedules around to make sure that they can help out in our house or my sister-in-law's house too, when we're gone, because it's crazy. We're juggling our training schedule, their work schedule, Tyler's work schedule, but it's like a giant puzzle, but we're able to make it so that the whole thing comes together.
On my days off, that's normally when she's planning something where it's longer than a couple hours. She's either has a practice that's all morning, or she'll go the day trip to Montreal to practice with the people in Montreal.
It takes, our 6-member team to win a medal, but it takes the village behind that team to actually really make it work.
Amy's drive and determination has brought her on the cusp of her 4th Paralympic Games. And with the competition waiting for her in Tokyo, her goals are higher than ever.
I want to get to the Paralympics and I want to, I want to be on the podium for Canada. I want to hear the anthem. Like, I want that. It's one thing to make it. It's another thing to actually be on the podium. And I've been, this being the 4th games, so I've been there. I want to get on the podium now.
Amy's story is one of commitment and determination, but also highlights the importance of a strong support network of family and friends for high-performance athletes. For me personally, I never would have reached the Paralympics with Canada's para ice hockey team without my support network. After the break, we meet a man who used sport to overcome adversity in his own life. You don't want to miss it, so stay with us.
Level Playing Field will return. Welcome back to Level Playing Field with Greg Westlake.
Our next athlete is a champion for inclusion and sport. His experiences growing up have helped shape the causes that he fights for today.
You train a lot just to run a few seconds on the track. But that feeling, that adrenaline rush, it's just like nothing else. It's just really amazing.
You won't see Alex-Bobbie Mason at the Olympics, but that doesn't mean that sport hasn't shaped the man he is today. Born in St. Vincent, he has called Toronto home since he was 9. Unfortunately, growing up in the city was not easy for him.
The bullying actually started in St. Vincent, in primary school, where it's like a taunting. It's more like they call you names, and it was constant almost every day. The bullying actually didn't stop when I moved here. It was actually more than it was where I was born. It was all through grade school and some through high school, some actually in college as well. It sort of made me go into a shell. I actually was just really introverted because I just didn't want to talk to anybody because of my speech impediment.
Eventually, Alex had enough.
I basically wanted to change who I am. I wanted to just embrace my disability and basically give back to a higher cause. So I picked up sports and I reached out to my community to volunteer.
While he started track and field in high school, there wasn't that spark he was searching for. He vowed to try a new sport each year until discovering what he wanted to do. In his quest to find his sport, he met Antoinette Moulton.
I introduced Alex to martial arts many moons ago. He came in the door, he's like, I'd like to take some martial arts and I'm not sure what style and so on. So we chit-chatted and Alex and I hit it off right away. As a student, he is such a go-getter. I remember in the beginning stages, he always had a lot of questions and some uncertainty, like he wasn't sure about himself.
Alex quickly learned about the core principles, which he now embodies, both figuratively and literally, with some even tattooed on his body.
My martial arts taught me quite a bit to be confident. The principles of martial arts have really stuck with me throughout my life. Self-control, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, modesty, and indomitable spirit.
Taekwondo isn't the only sport that's important to Alex. After gaining confidence in the dojo, he decided to give track another try.
Of course, I love track and field. Track and field is really my main breadwinner, so to speak. Just because of the community, I love the sport, and my coach is awesome. He's been very instrumental in, making me who I am in terms of track and field.
His coach, Chris Lamassive, has witnessed Alex's progression, both physically and mentally.
He's a lot more confident as a person, he's a lot more confident in his running abilities. He was very shy and very, do I even belong here? Do I even have the right to be here? You see that sometimes. And now he knows that he belongs to the track, that he belongs to the group.
When I first started track and field, I was good, but I wasn't at my potential. Year 2, I got better. Year 3, I even got better. And now in year 4, I'm actually a lot faster than I was 3 years ago.
This is a slow improvement sport. When I see someone racing well, that makes me smile.
Alex's improvement has led him to competitions all over the world, where he's collected hardware. A lot of it.
I've competed a lot in Ontario. The Ontario Masters Indoor, Outdoor, Ontario Masters, Canadian Masters quite a few times. I competed at the Euro Games in Rome last summer. I competed at the Gay Games in Paris in 2018. Over the last year, I've won 24 medals, competing locally, nationally, and internationally.
Gaining even more confidence, Alex expanded his interests, both inside and outside of sport.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest. I chose Captain America because, well, he's a team player. He brings people together. I've always actually wanted to join Toastmasters because I was, I wanted to public speak because of my speech impediment. I was afraid to actually approach the table, but I did anyway.
Joining a group through TD Bank where he works allowed him to connect with coworkers and share his journey with them.
For me, growing up, I was bullied quite a bit, and it took a lot of strength and encouragement from my friends and family to overcome those, bad people. For me, it's important to really share our stories because it empowers others to do the same. I want to be somebody who is a change maker, somebody who can just, inspire others to do more in their communities. And Toastmasters have given me that platform.
All of Alex's accomplishments would not have been possible without the vital support he got from his mentor.
Al Ramsey, he was somebody who really took me under his wings and just taught me to be my authentic self. He's also from my own community, LGBTQ2+, and we really connected that way.
So when Alex approached me to say, I would like you to be my mentor, I was honored. I have known Alex for a number of years. He is so humble in what he does. You would not know it just by talking to him, but his list of accomplishment, both personally and professionally, is to be admired.
Within TD, Alex has become a champion for community engagement, sitting on the Black Employee Network Committee and serving as a lead for 3 years. Part of this engagement involves the Visible Minorities Sports Tournament, a cause he is very passionate about.
Every year there is a sports tournament that involve all the different sections of visible minorities within TD. This tournament brings together everybody in a way that is very engaging and supporting. You get a chance to network, meet other people, as well as to give back to the community at large. And each of the different visible minority groups have a bursary to give back to the community, whether it's a grassroots organization or something that they're near and dear to their heart.
When the challenge was put out in terms of, let's really get out and engage the employees within TD Bank, Alex raised his hand and said, let's do it. And he executed flawlessly, and we had a phenomenal and a successful event.
Alex's future is bright, both on and off the track. And whatever lies ahead, he knows he has support behind him.
As his mentor, I cannot wait to see what the future holds for Alex.
He had so much to say to the world, but I'm sure some of it was held back at one point. So I'm glad he's getting a voice right now because he's got so much to share.
If I can inspire or share my story with others to actually make a change, make an impact, that's just amazing to me. It's what life is all about, right?
Alex's story really highlights the benefits of surrounding yourself with mentors who can support and inspire. The results speak for themselves. His support team is excited to see what the future holds for Alex, and so am I. If you want to catch up on episodes of Level Playing Field, you can find them by visiting AMI.ca. I'm Greg Westlake. Thanks for watching.
Host Greg Westlake. Associate producer Alex Smythe. Additional camera Brian Roy. Editors Darcy DeToni, Manuel Grados Andrade. Integrated Describe Video Specialist Simone Cupid. Audio producer, composer, and engineer Mike Monson. Graphics Andrew Antonello, Mike Smith. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2020, Accessible Media, Inc.